Hey everyone, either welcome back or welcome to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk about the side effects that have gone down as a result of me having my medication cut in half. So before I get into any more details, time for the intro. Back in 2018, I was diagnosed with IIH. IIH is short for idiopathic intracranial hypertension. In short, in IIH, there's an increased intracranial pressure without a known cause. IIH is known by two older names, pseudotumor cerebri and benign intracranial hypertension. Living with IIH is very hard to explain to others, as it can be hard to tell when I'm not feeling well. My hope is that through these videos we can learn together and help make relationships better through a better understanding. I also hope to provide people living with IIH a community so they never feel like they are alone with this condition. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell down below so that you get updated about further videos. I upload new content every Monday and Thursday afternoon. As a result of my medication dose being cut in half, I've noticed a lot of side effects that have vastly improved. Now, I have been on this medication now for a year and a half-ish. I started in September of 2018. The side effects have always been a problem on the acetazolamide. It's always been an issue. It was so bad at the start, I was almost begging for something else because it was so hard and took so long to get used to. This was at the dose that I'm currently at, actually. So they put me up to a higher dose and now I'm back down to the dose that I originally went on. So the side effects that have been helped the most are the tingling in my fingers are much less, almost to the point where I'm barely having anything, if anything at all. The fatigue has significantly improved. When I'm having a good day now, I can easily make it till 10 o'clock at night. I have just a lot more energy compared to what I used to, so I don't get as tired as fast. Now I am still in that routine of taking breaks quite frequently, but I don't really notice when I'm feeling well that there's a really big difference in my energy levels. In fact, I feel relatively actually normal. It's kind of nice, actually. So there's been a huge help to the fatigue aspect, which I knew the fatigue was a huge side effect because I was struggling with it for so many months after I first went on the medication. Those are kind of the big ones, and those two side effects make a huge difference to your life. So when you're having tingling in your fingers, it's really difficult to grasp onto things properly. It feels like you're going to drop everything that you touch, especially when your hands get cold. Around the freezing temperature mark during the last couple of winters, I have had to make sure I've had on light gloves because getting my hands cold seems to make it feel even worse. This is just something that I've noticed. I don't know if this is something that is to do with the medication or not. It's just something that I personally noticed, that the tingling seems to get worse when my hands get cold. I've noticed it too if I get something out of the freezer and I've had my hands in the freezer for too long. Like, it's really uncomfortable. The biggest thing has been the tingling that I've noticed. So like, it was getting quite bad actually towards the part where when I started reducing the medication. It was getting to the point where I'd pick up something and I would be like doing this to try and get the tingling, the feeling back in my fingers. Like, it was really starting to affect my fingers. It's very strange to describe, but I would say it kind of feels, I think I've said this before, but it kind of feels like when you've put your fingers underneath your arm and they've gone to sleep, and that tingling feeling that just starts to happen when you start to get your feeling back is kind of the feeling that you get. Like, you know that they're there, you can kind of feel them, but they're like, they feel asleep. It's kind of what it feels like when they're coming out of that tingling. So the fatigue has just been nice because it's nice to have more energy. It's nice to be able to do a little bit more in the day before I have to take a break. I haven't really been pushing this all that much just because I do notice it that when I am feeling okay, I tend to overdo it on my workouts, and then sometimes that can make it not so great later in the day. There's a little bit of a limit point that I have on the strenuous activity for sure. I noticed that I have given myself a couple of headaches later in the day, which is something that can happen with IIH. I'm still having the issues going with changing positions sometimes with the dizziness. So I don't know, and I'm not sure. My doctor had suggested that it might be to the lower blood pressure that I might have because of being on the medications, but I'm still having that problem, so I'm gonna have to bring that up too. Honestly, I don't think there's really anything else that I can say about the side effects. Those are the kind of the big ones that I've noticed so far. I'll probably get a better idea when I'm off the medication completely, if that happens. I know that my doctor had mentioned it briefly in one of my appointments before I have my ophthalmologist appointment again, that they might try and take me completely off medication if this goes well. It's definitely exciting though to be feeling overall just a little bit better and all of that, although when I'm not feeling well, I question it, of course, because you're only experiencing one side. But when I really get to think about it, I really think that it's been an overall positive thing. But that's just because I don't know. I might be biased in that because I want off the acetazolamide pretty bad. I might have not a clear view on that. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as for now, that's it for today. Bye, everyone.